Good morning, everyone. Rick from Ozark Living Homestead. September the 4th, about 8:30 in the morning. What I'm showing you is the turkeys. I've got 2 hens and a tom male. Over the past few months, something's gotten, a predator has gotten a couple of the hens. And I had some young ones. I actually had 6 young ones in there with them. I got some little small chicks in there with them right now, but they're coming out of there. But I had 6 young turkeys that were actually bigger than the 2 that you're seeing now. And as you guys know, a lot of you know that I free range most of them during the day, and then they get locked in their, excuse me, in their coops at night, so nothing does get them. Well, something started picking them off one by one, and then I noticed the chickens. Something was picking the chickens off one by one. I've got them out right now, letting them free range. I actually started again yesterday. They've been on lockdown for the past couple of weeks or so. To try to figure out what I needed to do or how I needed to deal with it. I mean, I know what I need to do and how to deal with it. The problem is time. You know, as you guys know, in the cabin, trying to get it livable on the inside, because my wife, basically 3 weeks from now, will be here. It's getting closer and closer. And as you guys, I had actually showed you guys, I started putting in the electrical lines, the water lines. Well, I just started a long time ago, but really got into it. Let's see if I can zoom in this. But yeah, running it all the way up to the house, so I can actually get the electrical box up there, because I've done a lot of wiring inside the house. That way I can connect it to the electrical box that will be already attached to the pole. But anyway, I worked on this for the last couple of days. Well, actually the last 5 days. And then we cleaned up around this tree yesterday. The neighbor actually come down and give me a hand, clean up around it. And actually found a little baby copperhead. And of course we killed it. But as you can see there, I've already filled that back in with dirt. There's a little bit left there that I need to push back behind the shed, but I graded that out with the tractor and everything. But that's one of my main concerns right now, getting that done. But I had to stop because I can't leave these turkeys locked in here all the time. It's a smaller pen and they're not used to it. So what I'm going to do, their coop will come loose from that little pen. And those young chicks and stuff, there's some guineas in there, some bannies and barred rock chicks and, you know, young ones in there. They will stay in there, and I'll take the other little coop and attach it back to it. But what I'm going to do is the old goat pen here, because I kept trying to figure out an easy, fast way of getting this done, and I couldn't figure out a way. And I got to looking at this old goat pen that I haven't had time to take down, because this eventually is going to be the orchard. But there's no big rush on it. You know, there's more important things right now to take care of. But I figured out what I could do is to take, because part of this fencing, as you can see the holes in it, the chickens will go right through that. Well, part of this fencing, and I bought this fencing fairly cheap at a livestock auction, is what I think what they call horse fencing. It's woven. Excuse me. I was bush hogging yesterday and my allergies are really killing me. But anyway, it's very small holes. So the chickens are not, and the turkeys are not going to be able to go through that. Now, they may be able to get over it or, you know, fly over it or something, but I don't really think they will. But as you can see, where I've taken it apart from down there and pulled it back over here, I need to come down one more pole and then run it back over here. And I'm going to run it to this tree. Tie it off from this tree, because this is an old persimmon tree. They don't produce fruit. There's 3 of them here, and apparently they're males. So I'm going to end up eventually just taking them out. But I'm going to run that fencing over to this. And from that tree to this fencing here, I'm going to put a little gate in there so I can get in here. But I'm going to move that coop right there over here, and without the pen, That way I can let them in and out at night when it's time, and when they can just come out. And they'll have this area here to roam around in and scratch and do whatever they want until I have time to get something better built as far as a pen for them. And then it'll be a lot better for them. So anyway, I thought I'd give you guys a little update on that. I think I mentioned it in one of the other videos. And by the way, in my last video, I mentioned that I may have to go to Florida, will go to Florida. I didn't have to go. Apparently the storm was not too bad. My wife come out of it pretty good. They had some flooding, some bad winds, some flooding, but it wasn't as bad. It actually went a little farther north, so they didn't really get the full force of it. Down there they did get some flooding and stuff, so she come out of it good. But anyway, as you guys can see, I started bush hogging, trying to clean up just this area and here some yesterday, and the PTO shaft messed up on the tractor, so I'm not able to use the bush hog or the auger, which I need to do some more work on the cabin up there. What happened is apparently, from what my research, and I still got to do some more, there's a seal in the back and bearings. And it has two retainer clips, one on each side of the bearing and seal, that hold that shaft in place. Well, apparently one of them let go or something, because the shaft would slide inside the rear axle, and it was letting the bolt rub on the back side of the rear axle, and it actually broke the pin, and it rubbed ball places on the bolts. So anyway, I'm not able to use it. I'm gonna have to tear it down. I think I'm gonna try to get a video done then, because I'm gonna have to tear the back of the rear end out and make sure that's what it is, and hopefully that's all it is, because it's a cheap fix. You know, I don't know how much, $20-25 fix or something like that. It's not a bad deal. It's just the time and the, you know, having to pull it apart and everything. So, but all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, because I have, you know, it's been very nice lately. It's supposed to start getting hotter again this week and then cool back down next weekend. But it's that time of the year it's going to start cooling down more and more. We were like 56, 57 last night, I think, which is really, really good sleeping weather, even in a camper. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get off of here, and I hope you guys have a great day. And, of course, as always, if you enjoyed the videos, give us a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And you guys have a safe and great day.